Hello, guys. Here we are again on another Sunday night after Fury versus Wilder 3, which was great, and then the horrible UFC card that happened before that with Mackenzie Dern and who? Someone. Marian Rodriguez.
Marina Rodriguez.
Maria, yeah.
There's gonna be an even worse card next week. Probably the worst card of all time, like in UFC history. Even like worse than like UFC one cards, worse than like UFC.
And that was
Like, I
exciting.
think
UFC 1 was fucking wild.
it was lit. I was lit. UFC was crazy, man. Yeah.
I
This
was
this
like, what the
next week's
fuck?
card.
Yeah.
Yeah. The card after this is probably the worst card of all time. So
I thought this one was, to be honest with you, but this one was top. This one was bad. No, this one was horrible.
no, at least Dern and Rodriguez are coolish. I didn't see the Tim Elliott fight, but
I didn't watch that.
Tim Elliott and Nicolau, they're cool. Next week's card though it's like irredeemable. It's like it's not even a regional show card basically. Like it's
I feel you. Sorry, I mean.
But
Skittles.
yeah, but no, we're basically here to talk about random things, but mainly Fury Wilder 3. Armand's not too much of a boxing head. I watch a good bit of boxing. Like I said, I watch basically all the combat sports pretty good except for wrestling.
You need to come.
I need to watch more wrestling.
You need to watch it. That's where I
need
watch.
to watch more wrestling. I know a few of the wrestlers. I know their names. I know the popular ones. But not like I don't watch much wrestling because it's so hard to follow wrestling. Oh my goodness, man! Like
it is
I think you need.
hard.
Do you need Flow Grappling to like watch? I'm not paying for Flow. I'm sorry, man.
No, I mean, if you want to watch it, yeah.
Yeah, see, yeah, that's the problem.
You can find
you know
it like in like weird spaces sometimes, but they're really good about like not.
I hear,
doing this shit
I hear,
quarantine.
yes, I hear Flow there on top of stuff, and then also for my wrestling friends, they say what like keeping up with wrestling is super freaking difficult, even for themselves.
It is.
So
unless you want to pay a bunch of money to people who don't deserve it.
Yeah, and it's just not easy to follow me.
Not paying
but I'm a just.
Fuck you.
Yeah, so I'm a find. Yes, I'm gonna start finding pieces and all that. Armand doesn't really watch too much boxing, so it's always nice when he watches a boxing card, especially like a big one like this, especially an entertaining one like this. It was a very entertaining fight, an extremely awesome to me like narrative fight.
Yeah.
Talking to my friends about it, and like it was to me it was like the best kind of like I want to say like sloppy because that's probably not the best word.
Dirty. Messy.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Best like messy fight. Maybe not the most like technical or clean fight, but it was a very great fight, very brutal. Everything about it was like felt like closure. You know what I mean? Even though Tyson Fury won 3 times in a row, in my opinion, everything about it just flowed. So actually, we'll actually get.
Can I say something real fast?
No, yes.
If anyone look, I don't know who I remember being outraged. Whatever, it was not a draw. Tyson Fury very cleanly won and made Deontay look stupid. You know what I'm saying? And he got hit because he was in there with the big clever puncher. But yeah, I don't even know how it's a matter of debate. I don't know.
No, yes. I would probably say the second one. I think the second one was the best one because he took the least amount of damage. Borderline delivered. I mean, Borderline didn't take any damage really in that fight.
True.
The second fight, and fought a very smart fight that may have been. Now in this case, it was more messier, but it was to me the tactical right approach. He closed a lot of distance, just clubbed him to death basically. But this fight was like a combination of the second fight, with like Deontay Wilder's like first fight, good points, and which was really fun. But no, like I said, we'll talk about the fight a little bit, just a lot of the narratives about it. I like. Armand was talking to me about this, like, and he one of the first things he said that he realized, like, because he doesn't watch much boxing, and he's a big Jack Slack fan, about like Tyson Fury's punching and clutching, which is something I really enjoyed from Tyson. That's one of the good things he did. So he would punch and then immediately clinch up, so that way Deontay Wilder won't like knock his brains out of his skull, which is a very good thing. He's bigger than him. He's a better clinch grappler. Clinch grappling in boxing is extremely poor, so it's not like his good stuff, but he's still a better punch grappler than Deontay, so he could put his weight on him. He can outmaneuver him. He can hand fight with him. He can land bigger shots and better shots. That's a good thing that Tyson Fury did. I really like Tyson Fury's jab when he used it. It was very nice. Yes, and like he was interrupting a lot of Deontay Wilder's entries. Speaking of entries, Deontay Wilder did a good job in the beginning, the first portions of like jabbing to the body. I wish he would have kept on doing that. Deontay Wilder doesn't have much depth to his game, but he's just very smart and crafty. Like it's like borderline no depth, but for like an elite fighter. But He's very crafty. Obviously, it's really hard.
For his
Uh,
size too, it's kind of surprising how like he's not a giant heavyweight. You know what I'm saying?
no, like people, yeah, no, I think he is. Like people treat like skinny guys like they can't smoke people. Like I don't think Armand has heard of like Salvador Sanchez. What's the guy's name, man? Alexis Arguello is the person I'm talking about. He's a boxer from back in the day. He was borderline a death hitter. He was just tall and skinny. Like he was just a tall, skinny guy.
Mhm.
His nickname was like the skinny explosive man in Spanish. I forgot. I don't know how to say it in Spanish. That was his nickname. Yeah, and like a lot of guys that are like long and lanky have snap to them. Oh, like Tommy Hearns, number one person in my opinion. Tommy Hearns was extremely long, and he would just murder people with his right hand, man. Tommy Hearns is like an extreme good version of like Deontay Wilder, just like a basic comparison. And he's super long and skinny for his weight class. Elite jab, right hand. That was like it was like a sniper shot. It was ridiculous. But yeah, Deontay Wilder does hit extremely hard. And I like I like the way how the fight was really grimy. Like it was really grimy. It was really close. It was really brutal. Both of them were getting up close. I think Tyson Fury could have made the fight a little bit easier for himself, but for our entertainment value, who cares? You know what I mean?
It was weird
they
to
took
see
both
him,
took some.
to see him do that. Like in the
Yeah,
someone said that they thought this would be a combination of his approach in fights 1 and 2. Whereas it felt to me like at times it was that because of his use of the jab. I mean, he didn't really feint a whole lot. He kind of did. He got on his bike a few times, but there's a lot of like infighting grinding stuff. But I also felt like a lot of the time he was stuck between the two approaches and really just not doing anything about certain threats. Like there were times when Deontay Wilder would like double jab into a very telegraphed right hand, like overhand right sort of. And I said this to you. I was like, there were times when I felt that Tyson Fury was not addressing that telegraph threat at all and was actually looking away from it, right? Like instead of slipping under it, clutching inside of it, doing anything, right? He would just kind of like turn his head and not, hope not to get hit by it. And then he like it would touch him, and you could see a look of concern, and he'd have to cover up and get inside and grab a hold of him and stuff. But it was weird. It was weird to see him like not address certain threats that I've seen him address so comprehensively in the past 2 fights. And I didn't know why. I asked you why, and I asked a couple of guys why. I remember Hacks was saying like the word out of his camp was that he was kind of like out of it and fat and slow during this camp.
yeah. He was a little. He did look a little chubby in this.
He's the heaviest he's ever weighed in.
Did look. Yes, and he did look a little like lazy is the word I'm gonna use, but I'm pretty sure he was still attentive. But he looked a little lazy defensively.
Lackadaisical.
Yeah. Kind of lazy in exchanges and not as like fully disciplined to like combat threats. Like the first knockdown he took when he kind of just shelled up and walked forward on Deontay.
Yeah.
So Deontay was able to put a jab in his face and throw a right hand. Like I don't know, man. Like I've seen Tyson Fury like move off of that or do something.
Yeah, he showed up and almost squared up in the pocket.
Yeah, and then took a murder shot to the face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, yeah. So, but to be honest with you, other than that though, he kind of beat up Deontay Wilder really bad the rest of the fight. Yeah, like Deontay, extremely tough, extremely tough. I really didn't like how Deontay was picking at his corner in the second fight and all the excuses. He had a lot of excuses.
Someone made a list. It's like this long.
Yes.
Of every excuse he made, and it got bad. Like you're wondering if that head trauma did a little too much to him. You know what I'm saying? It got like some of those excuses were like the water was tampered with, right? That his water bottle was poisoned.
And speaking of brain trauma, man, this fight Deontay got it to the mat. Like to me, this is like about the worst type of brutal beating you could ever take because he got clubbed on for like 30 minutes and then got put out. You know what I mean? At the end, like. That last round, man. Well, the rounds beforehand, he wasn't even in the fight.
Should have stopped it by then, but because he fired his last coach.
Exactly. Yes. And obviously, she's such a big hitter, man. People are so like, oh my goodness, man, he just needs one shot. And I always say, even if they do win, I don't even think it's worth it. Because like let's say even if Deontay would have knocked him out in the 11th, right, the round he got knocked out in. Is he like going to be a sustainable fighter after that? Like, can he fight like guys anymore? Like, because the beating he took was so rough, and especially in this fight, man, he took massive beating. Was getting put a lot of weight on him. Was getting beat up in the clinch. Was getting beat up on the breaks. Was getting hit on the back foot so much. Getting hit by a big guy in Tyson Fury. So he was just getting clubbed on for basically like.
And you know what? I've seen a lot of times where I think like again, Saram was saying, Deontay Wilder was allowed to literally lean limp in the clinch against Tyson Fury or against the ropes at times when that fight could have been stopped, right? Like he was just like leaning on Tyson Fury with basically all of his weight on Tyson. And he said that maybe the decision to fire the last corner who threw in the towel was ruinous, right? Saying like, I agree 100%. That fight could have been stopped a lot of times before. There were times when he got sent backward. It would have been a knockdown, but the ropes were there or the buckle was there. I texted you that when it was happening. It's one of those things, man. Like it's not, and like that whole like tough as nails thing. It's like as an not as an abstraction, but like in a hypothetical world where you can measure these traits without actually having to witness them manifest in a practical setting where there are actual long-term consequences to it. It's very laudable, and I think it's great that, generally speaking, or sort of removed from reality, Deontay Wilder is able to withstand so much damage and still try to put. When he thought he had Tyson hurt, you can see him trying to. When he catch Tyson with anything, even if it didn't hurt him, you could see him still trying to throw the 1-2. He was still trying to come back, but I mean, he was just with his mouth open, walking around like like Tony Ferguson at the end of the Gaethje fight at times. And like, I don't think displaying your toughness in a situation where a 277-pound man who's been boxing his life is clobbering you in the head, getting inside the clinch, don't trust your body, come with the uppercut, left hook, or right hook, whatever it was. I don't think that's worth showing your toughness. I don't think, like, it's a very shallow point of praise given the damage you're taking and how bad it is for your career. Especially since, like, I don't know, like, Wilder is not, like, the type of guy, like, you see some boxers or even fighters when they age, they're slick. They can rely on, like, their defensive ability or sort of crafty things. Like, Wilder is, like, not that type of fighter who I think is going to sustain his ability to stay in fights as he loses some of his physical attributes and his physical endurance to attrition. You know what I mean? And so it's just bad for his career all around. And the fact that someone lost their child because they were looking after him, an Olympic gold medalist, no less, lost their job looking after him. It's just, I think that was a horrible thing. And yeah, are you happy now? Like, it was it worth like the 30 years of life you've lost where you're going to think clearly? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got fucked up, and it was not a good look for me, that he was like all angry at Tyson Fury afterward and like didn't want to show him respect. I'm like, just, I don't know, man. Deontay Wilder's kind of taking L's. To me, you might not agree with this, but it's kind of like on like in the, not at the level of, but within the ballpark of like Tyron Woodley getting a tattoo on his leg. It's just like, it just looks bad.
No, like, as trust me, man. Quitting, man. I understand. Freaking the worst. Losing is the worst thing ever. I'd rather take a shotgun to the skull than lose.
I hate losing so much. I text you that all the time. I'm like, I hate losing. Yeah. I hate losing.
You know what I mean? But like, man beat you 3 times. You gotta be like, okay, man. I gotta do something. I gotta do something. Yeah, I gotta do something about this. Or I have already tried my best effort and it didn't work out. I need to reevaluate or something. I don't know.
Or
you gotta get proud.
Just say this guy's better than me, because that happens to people.
That happens to people. That's rough. That's rough to say, though, man. I can. Ooh.
No, but
you saw how I was avoiding that. I was avoiding that.
I know you were. So. I know, but the thing is, there are 7 point whatever billion people on Earth. Someone is bound to be better than you at one of the things you're doing. Not you. You're the GOAT. But you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like,
but no.
If we take the best fighter, who do you think is the best fighter in the UFC right now?
No, yeah, and there's always Volkanovski. I think Max Holloway beat him.
Someone will beat him. Someone will beat him one day.
Or Jan. Somebody's gonna beat him one day. Or Usman. Somebody's gonna beat him one day, maybe.
If Habib stuck around long enough, he would have lost.
Exactly. Yes. GSP's most everybody's GOAT. He's lost. John Jones, also a contender. Like, yeah.
No, he's not.
He just lost his last 2. Yeah. He just lost his last 2. Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Everybody's beatable. Yes, exactly. But no, Deontay, you lost 3 in a row. Like 3 in a row. That's
3 different types of ways. 3 different types of ways.
Yes, 3 different types of ways. Yes. First fight you got outboxed. Second fight you just got bullied. And the third fight you got outslugged. So you lost it like in all the ways possible. You know what I mean? Like you got like.
I mean, you're just someone who knows how to box. Like
I know. Yeah. Yes. You're tough as hell. He out-toughed you. You're a power hitter. He's not outpowering you, but big picture wise, he's outpowering you.
He outpunched you. He outpunched you. He was the
outpunched you. Yeah, outpunched you. Yeah, you know what I mean? He just out pressured you. He did. Yeah, everywhere you can lose, he lost.
I actually really like this approach from Fury this time, because even though in my opinion he looked more limited, he didn't look as sharp. He didn't look as clean. He was a little slower. He knew how to use the tools at his disposal with the context of this particular fight. You know what I'm saying? And his abilities and his like athleticism within this fight to his advantage. Like I really like I think the body jabs in the beginning kind of threw him off. Wilder just
Yeah, I think they did too.
yeah. I mean, I didn't expect him to do that. Maybe he was going to the well with that. I asked you if he thought he was over relying on it. Yeah, but I also
No, but
noticed. Yeah, go ahead.
no, I believe Tyson at one point he do like a counter jab to counter the body jab. Body shots are relatively easy to counter, like at base, like
Yeah,
if
of
someone
course.
doesn't know how to do them, because you're bringing your head, like you're kind of your head is like you're lowering your level, so you can just punch down at the head for free basically.
Yeah.
Good guys can go to the body clean, they're fine. I mean, level change is always great to do, but yes. But Tyson Fury would have had a few answers initially, and he would have had answers as the fight went on. But I still don't like how Deontay stopped going to that. He could have played them off each other. He's not a guy that really does. Like Deontay Wilder's not a guy to play threats off of each other. He's not a guy to like build on his game. Like he's like a for the MMA guys like Brian Ortega, who like can spot a read, kind of knows the basic what he needs to do to get there, and then can crush you with something big. And I've never seen like Deontay Wilder like build upon in a fight. Like that's not really what he does.
It also looked
He'll
like Wilder, as he
yeah.
was throwing the jabs to the body and working off it, he fatigued of his own like repetitive motion. Like
Yeah. And he was kind of gassing, so he was on hard. Yeah.
you could see him getting tired, and not only that, but also looked like he's like, all right, I'm gonna do something else now, right? Like you could see him getting back into his old habits. And
Yeah.
to credit Tyson for the whole body jabbing response, like he started punching and clutching. I remember, I think it was around two. The thing he threw a 1-2, and instead of going over the head, he gripped onto the. It was like an outside. He like gripped onto the outside of the triceps with his elbows on the inside, or maybe it was like overhooks. But him extending the exchanges and trying to keep Wilder on the back foot, where I think he's the weakest defensively. It was really good in tiring him out. And one thing that was weird, it was like he was saying, "Don't put him in a headlock." That is kind of cheeky, but Wilder just be putting his head straight down. Like, what am I? Yeah.
Okay. I told Armand this before the podcast. Before the podcast, I'm gonna say it again. I'm not one of those guys who watches boxing and is like, I wish they would allow kicks and takedowns and wrestling and submission. No, I like boxing for what it is. But I absolutely hate the that they don't allow the clinch in boxing, or especially in like kickboxing or other martial arts where they're like stall points. So like they might disallow something in like jiu-jitsu or wrestling or whatever. Those things that they don't stop people from going there. They make people go there to rest or to stall the action or to make the fight like slow the pace down. So like in boxing, you just clinch up whenever you can, and you can just kill action completely, and they'll break it up. And then it's now a dead point. But guys back in the day, when the rules were more open, they would allow more clinch fighting. They would, for one, gain skills in the clinch or gain skills in fighting, and it would make the fight better because they fight in fighting as well.
I've heard some boxers would actually hire wrestlers to teach them how to hand fight.
Exactly. Yeah. They did that. Like Lomachenko, he actually his dad was a wrestling coach, and he wrestles with his dad, and that's why Lomachenko's not a bad.
Sure I've seen Lomachenko put on the gear and do like hard tear or something like that, like a gut wrench of people.
Maybe yeah. But yes, like being able to wrestle, like being able to fight up close or in the clinch in striking specific sports makes the product better, and it like stops dead spots because like you clinch, okay, break, clinch, okay, break, clinch, okay, break. It makes the fight nasty and just disgusting. Mm-hmm. And but yes, back to your point. Yes, Deontay Wilder was putting his head down. You should be able to headlock him if he does that. Like,
because not even if you don't lock on it with an underhook, you just put your head under his armpit and lean. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of thing, and the guy's like, don't lock his head. Like, brother, but the dude's homeboy's like sticking his head there. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. Actually, the most exciting thing to me, or the most beautiful thing to watch, was actually how Tyson Fury used the leaning and used the clinch in the fight, like the punch and clutch, like you were saying. Actually, I don't know. I really liked watching it. Like, it was interesting to see the grappling translate into boxing, because like I mean they're trying to pummel it. It was really bad because they're not wrestlers, but they're trying to pummel front hooks, and you see him keeping his elbow in tight, so like between the armpit or like under like upper rib and arm of Wilder as he's here, to prevent Wilder from getting inside and being able to throw hard hooks or shots to the body, and coming across with this uppercut across. That's one of my favorite things I see boxers do. Like they're bleeding each other and then they'll throw an uppercut across himself. It was just cool. I don't really watch boxing a whole lot, but last time I watched boxing, I had a much less solid understanding of striking arts. I was more just like a grappler guy who kind of like understood striking principles, and I'm still that, but I'm better at it now. I'm doing it more now in gym, and also
Arman's always been very smart, man. He always values himself when Arman knows what he's talking about. So.
I don't want to. If I don't, but the thing is, if I don't, and I say I do, I look like an idiot. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm really insecure.
I got you.
About what I know and what I don't.
I'm giving you praise.
Well, I appreciate it, man. But anyway, but now since I've come some distance toward progress since watching the last like big boxing event, not between Jake Paul and some no hoper. Seeing I was like, oh, I actually understand what's happening more. You know what I'm saying? Like I can see what he should be doing, what he shouldn't be doing, or what options are there, what options aren't there, why they're doing the things that they are doing. And it was just really fun to watch, And so like Trayvon was recommending, I watch more striking, like more Muay Thai guys from like the 70s to 90s. I think he said he gave me some names, and so I'm gonna definitely be looking into that because we're talking about concussions and stuff. And I was watching I'm a big Norse mythology guy, like medieval Viking age history stuff. And one of the preeminent scholars of that is public educator Dr. Jackson Crawford, and he was telling a story just about like his life as a personal aside, how he was concussed in a fight that he was in when he was 15, and like at school, and the kid knocked him out and apparently kicked him while he was down like a couple times. His friend had to pull him off, and he had permanent damage to his pituitary gland that manifested in some form of diabetes. It was basically just peeing water out, so he'd have to drink water every 30 minutes and pee it out every 15, otherwise he would faint. Because he has bathroom breaks so often, and also it changed his personality to be very dark and sort of like morose and almost depressed for 10 years. And we're talking about concussive damage, and we're like, that's a 15-year-old developing brain that's kicked in the head while he's down by a senior who's like 17 or 18, a large guy. But equally, you can probably say it's worse to be Alistair Overeem fighting your last fight knockout against Volkov after having been killed by the laundry list of people, but after Ngannou just deaded him, they hit him one more time with his toe scroll. After fucking Curtis Blade elbows, the blood splat like he got shot in the head. That was actually that was one of the low key brutal finishes that people forget about.
Yes. I always say that too, like in my head, just randomly. Yeah. I'm like Curtis Blades against Overeem, really underrated in terms of the brutality, and that's saying a lot because Overeem always gets murdered in the worst ways possible.
His brain, I just want to know what it looks like, man. Like it's just begging him to stop. And but so I was thinking, like, that guy is. I'm surprised he can even talk. I mean, he still seems fairly lucid too. When you hear him talk, he still has a sort of hint of sophistication to the way he articulates himself, and I don't think it's gonna be there for very much longer. I was thinking, like, man, it's so important to be defensively sound. Like I'm trying to get before I fight ever. Like I'm trying to get like to the point where I'm not ever relying on like just eat the punch and come forward, because like so many MMA fighters even today who are like good fighters, respectable fighters, they still have a style where they just like take damage and they come at you. I'm like, I don't want to be like that guy, you know what I'm saying? Like he was telling me to watch these pure strikers, these pure striking arts and how elite Muay Thai guys are, and that's how. So yeah, I just want to be a lot better defensively because right now I get hit a lot, especially when I get crowded, So
no, yes, it's very normal. That's development. Remember, for the audience out here. Just so you guys can know, elite Muay Thai, those guys are the best strikers on the planet. I really don't like the general MMA talking points about Muay Thai. I like it's like stand your ground, no footwork, no head movement. If you guys watch elite Muay Thai, those guys are the best strikers of all time. They are so diverse. They have boxers in Muay Thai. They have like guys who like to throw punches, kickboxers, range kickers, great defensive fighters, movers. They have a lot of people in Muay Thai. Muay Thai produces the most boxing crossovers than any other combat sport.
I was shocked to hear that. I was shocked to hear that.
No, yes. Like I said this too. I don't know. Okay, Lomachenko, he was trying to get the record for the least amount of fights for a major world title. I don't know if the guy he was trying to beat was a Muay Thai fighter, but he was Thai. So first things first, Thailand has like a boxing culture in itself, just pure boxing. But a lot of Thai guys transition to boxing, and they're good. Like they're good, you know what I mean?
That was shocking to hear too, because I felt for that trope of like stand your ground, have like really good cross blocking, but then like no footwork, kind of no combinations, no head movement. Yeah.
No, those guys like elite Muay Thai guys will have crazy head movement. If that's your game. So you have guys who are good defensive fighters. You have the brawlers. You have it's so diverse. It's beautiful. I was talking to Rahman.
Yeah.
Yes, I was talking to Rahman beforehand about a guy cross blocking into kicks. Rahman was like, "Oh God, that's so cool," and
that's
I was like,
cool.
"It is cool. It's cool as hell."
I don't see that in MMA.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Like you think of cross blocking, think like George Foreman, like Joe Frazier in boxing, which also boxing was. So watch 70s, 80s, 90s boxing as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, like There's a lot of like, unfortunately, I say this all the time. MMA guys have no idea about the possibilities of things, or like how things operate, because they do everything together, but not the best ways. So like, even when they say things like leg locks don't work in MMA, they very much can. Just guys don't know how to implement them, or the process, or guys are bad bottom grapplers. They're entering leg locks from bad spaces, and they're gonna get knocked out because they're not the best at it. They say Muay Thai guys don't have footwork. You're not watching Muay Thai, or you're not watching XYZ, or they say boxers you can't move your head. You can't move your head in MMA.
That's not true.
Terrible. Yes, exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah. So MMA guys don't have
there's
like
things in boxing you can't do in MMA, but like lots of the head movement stuff translates over. Like you're not just leaning back.
yes.
Or,
And again, like I remember months ago and all that, or when we were talking about like calf kicks, I believe on one of the episodes, of how like MMA is like they're treating calf kicks like it's like some insane next level unbeatable technique, like unlockable technique. And like calf kicks hurt. They're not cool to take, but they're relatively easy to defend. And if you're a good guy, you can just check them or block them or evade them very easily. Elite striking, like if you watch kickboxing or Muay Thai, they don't do that, because you're just gonna kick into a chick. Like
watch
you're just gonna kick into a chick.
versus Munoz. Just watch how he.
Yes, that's it. Yes, that's it. Watch even Auto versus Moicano.
Even it was better. In my opinion, the Munoz one was even more impressive. Because I mean, he did it for 3 rounds. He dealt with it different ways. He played off of it. Like when Munoz started to think he could counter the check, he threw some punches. You got to watch that fight. That was a beautiful performance. From
like, but MMA guys, they don't know how to do with kicks in general. So you kick at somebody in a weird way, they're like, oh, what the hell's going on? You know what I mean? And they just can't handle it. Would
you say that maybe the stances in MMA are a little different, right? Like people, like their toes are pointed in more. They're more jab reliant.
Maybe a little different. Maybe a little different. But those guys only have good jabs, or like not to be mean, man. I'm really not trying to be mean. But MMA guys, they just can't defend the things that come at them most of the time.
It's not that like the Muay Thai stuff won't translate over with some adaptation. It's just that, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like maybe they seem like some guys like MMA.
Yes, like some guys that like they just can't handle the strikes coming at them. Period. Their stance might even be tailored to check, or like someone like Uriah Faber. He had a pretty wide stance, I will admit, but he was kind of back foot heavy a lot of the times. But Uriah Faber never checked a damn thing in his life. You know what I mean? Like,
or people think they're checking calf kicks just by lifting their leg up and taking it on the side when you're supposed to turn.
Yes.
Yeah, like
yes. Also, yes.
They'll do this. Like someone will throw a kick at them and they'll just pick up the leg like that's gonna help you. And then they're like
exactly
across them. I'm like, how does that help you?
Exactly.
You're just exposing the thinner part of your damn. You're supposed to turn your. Even I know that. Man, you're supposed to turn your fucking thing into the. I don't know. This is annoying. But like,
things like that.
Shout out to my friend. You know what I'm saying? He goes a kick like looking straight down, telegraph like this. I just turn my shin up, but he slams his foot into my shin and goes, oh, and falls to the ground and rolls over the thing. Let me tell you, checking kicks is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing if you know how to do it. If your shins are conditioned, and you can just discourage people from throwing them in general if they kick hard into a check. Especially with all these guys blindly throwing low calf kicks nowadays, because I think that as soon as someone learns, who's not Jose Aldo, how to deal with that properly, especially in a way that's going to punish people, I promise. It's just like the low line side kick. Like the low line side kick, they used to be, oh, this is the new, we need to ban this technique. And then you see Amanda Nunes, of all people, pulling her leg out of the way and head kicking Holly Holm. Yeah, it's really like your boy Saram is hilarious. He's like, oh my God, we need to ban this kick that loses all of its efficacy the moment I move an inch out of the way. We really do live in a society. I was like, yeah. I just get so frustrated, man.
And it's actually funny, speaking of like Jose Aldo, Pedro Munoz is one of the few guys who actually can defend low kicks himself. Yeah. And Aldo's able to beat him up with kicks because Aldo can set up kicks up with punches and footwork and all that.
He's a brilliant fighter. Just a brilliant
Exactly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly, you know what I mean? So like
where's my wallet?
Yeah. that's an important thing. I guess we'll segue really quickly into the UFC card this weekend. I watched a few fights. Yeah. I guess I'll talk about. Okay, no, I guess we'll talk about like the main event. I've seen a little bit of the co-main event, and then I watched something else, I believe. Whatever. Yeah. Marina Rodriguez and Mackenzie Dern was cool. I mean, maybe not should have been a main event. I think they had better 115ers that are not title contenders that could be main event for like Fight Night cards. I don't really have much to say about it. Mackenzie's a good grappler, and whenever she popped one, she was able to win the round. Marina's a better striker, so whenever she struck, she was able to win the round. Mackenzie did not look very good on the feet at all. She's kind of just like
spams an overhand, doesn't know what she's doing. Yeah. And she worked. I mean, honestly, Jason Perillo is a decent comic. He turned Michael Bisping into a serviceable boxer. You know what I'm saying? Michael Bisping could jab, he could feint. He had his obvious
Jason Perillo's a
problems,
really good, yeah.
but he
Yeah,
you
Jason
know
Perillo's he
he
done
knows
really
his
good with
stuff.
people.
And Mackenzie Dern just be. I mean, I seen her just do it like this. Just leading with the head, and I don't know.
Yeah, she presses the grappling more than she did. Like because it seemed like every grappler has like their little K1 phase, which is funny. She had her little K1 phase for a little second, but now she tries to grapple, which helps her out a lot, which is important. And so she was able to get like some grappling opportunities off of that. She still can't wrestle the best, and she still very much can't strike the best. But obviously, when she gets to the ground, she's pretty much got that round one.
If you had to make a game for her that was tailored toward her strengths, what would you do? I feel like that's what a lot of this is what I think. I think very few coaches have successfully taken specialists and built games around them that geared them toward their strengths.
Okay, so like if you're asking me,
yeah, I'm asking you.
No. If you're asking me with her game right now, what I can do, not much.
No.
She's very limited.
Forget. Now I'm saying like if she came to you and was like, "Hey, I have all the time in the world. I'll put all the dedication. I'll do whatever you tell me to do. But I've not fought in MMA before." Or I'm entering the UFC today. You know, she smoked some regional bombs with arm bars and things like that doesn't fucking count.
Yeah.
But and she came to Trayvon instead of Jason Perillo, and she said, "Let's make me have a game." What would you do?
I'm pretty sure these guys are telling her this. I would assume. I hope so. But no, like punching into the clinch. She's a very hard hitter and she's very tough. She's like really, really tough. She doesn't. Yeah. I'm very reticent. Yeah, she's very tough and she's a hard hitter. She's pretty athletic. So punching into the clinch with like some simple things, standing her ground when shots come at her, so she can like catch onto the clinch. Like Ronda Rousey's when she actually did that a few times, which was good. Girls would throw at her, and she would stand her ground and catch headlocks or grips. Like DC,
they called it. Yeah, DC. I was gonna say.
Standing her ground with things like that. Obviously, it'd be better if you like developed her wrestling and developed her takedown entries and things like that. Like that'd be mandatory. That's very important. But like you have a good chin. Might as well use it a little bit because you kind of don't have nothing else to work off of. You know what I mean? You might have to eat a shot, stand your ground a little bit, like work behind a jab, and like tie people up. And then if you need to pull guard, because like the thing is too, she didn't pull guard much in this fight. I'm like, for one, you're the best grappler in the division probably.
No, she is.
Yes.
Credential-wise, she is. She's very good.
Yes, credential-wise,
very accomplished.
Yes. So like, I don't think they're prepared to actually handle you pulling guard. Like I think you can actually make pulling
especially
guard
in that
work
division.
very consistently. 115 is the best female division, and I don't think they're still prepared for you.
No, but it's not the same. Like no one's gonna do it like the Volkanovski Ortega thing. Like
yes, exactly. Like obviously, okay, if she fought somebody like Joanna, if she pulled guard, I think Joanna just stand up and beat her ass more.
No, Joanna's too good. Yeah.
But with the to the top 5 basically.
To be honest, especially she got a strong overhook with collar spots and wearing that fucking rash guard and just. You could sweep her, get on top, and she's honestly, I seen her like at the very end of the fight, like hit like some kind of a throw into a mount with an arm trap. She's a very good grappler. Don't get mistaken, especially in that division too, where everyone's just so much worse than her. They, you know what I'm saying? They rely on the same few things. Like people are get stuck in fucking front headlocks and that shit. But
that fight, yes.
That fight was Baez versus that little Mexican girl who screamed in her face.
Yes, I remember Baez is the wife of the other movies.
Yeah, and she won her last fight by kicking the girl in the face just as she was getting up.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Baez and the little Mexican girl. Yes.
Yeah. With that little Mexican girl who's like flipped her off at the end for some reason. I don't know what that was about. But then that girl lost her next fight by brutal KO, so good for her. But you damn self you fuck. I hate people who do that shit for like just clowning people for no. Like when Shinya Aoki like hammerlocked that guy and then gave him the finger.
I know, yeah, and I still kind of got some like I heard that was talking about because he was Shinya.
No, I looked that up too, and I haven't seen a recent video of that guy was being respectful, and then he apologized afterwards and said, "I don't know what got into me. It was like a demon infested me or something." And he did it again.
No,
or something. Yeah.
No. That's why Shinya, when he gets his ass whooped every once in a while, I don't mind it because Shinya was like, "Bruh, I'm a person. If you talk your talk, especially if somebody annoying, talk to somebody annoying that like if somebody says something to Kobe, okay, whatever. But yeah. But like." don't be mean to somebody to be mean to them, or like
You broke his arm,
don't,
man. You broke his
bro.
arm.
Yeah,
It's over.
exactly, man.
It's over.
Yeah, man. So like,
even after all this shit that Connor talked, he broke his leg. He's sitting there holding the fucking fractured leg, and Dustin doesn't even want to say anything until Connor starts talking shit and saying, "I'll kill you in your sleep." You know what I'm saying?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what I mean? Exactly. Yes. Like,
And he's like, "I hope he
yeah,
gets
man.
home
Like,
to his beautiful family." I mean, like, you don't have to.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You fucked him
And
up.
if
You already
Dustin,
won the fight.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
And if Dustin would have gone even harder, I wouldn't complain at all.
No.
If he would have been like, Connor, bro, I'd slap your ass, you know what I mean? I would have been like, yeah, whatever, you know what I mean?
Honestly, I don't have the strength of character not to. I probably would like honestly. No. As Connor was sitting down there, I would have patted him on the head and like, "Good boy," you know. Who's daddy now? You Irish fuck.
Dude, if Dustin would have done that, I wouldn't have given it. I would have been like, that's freaking funny as hell. I wouldn't have cared at all.
His wife went up there and gave him the finger. You seen that? Jolie gave Connor the finger. No. But did you see Connor's reaction to the Fury Wilder thing? He had to insert himself in it. He was like, not like a freak accident. Shut the fuck up, dude. Holy shit. Dude. And like, dude, I was listening to the car today. Like, Connor making excuses about, I went to this injury. You think that everyone else who doesn't, like, they're all human beings too. Everyone goes into fights with probably mental health, fog, not very clear. Someone's upset about, some of the family died. They're injured. They're not feeling good. They're all human beings. You're not the only one who doesn't go into a fight 100%. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, you want to talk about, like, Khabib's dad died, his foot was broken, he got a mumps, and he went and put an all-time great performance against Gaethje. You know what I'm saying? People go, Henry Cejudo won the 135-pound title, his foot was actually a balloon. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk about... I
think he tore his rotator cuff, too.
Yeah, people...
Connor
acting like he's the only human being. You know what I'm saying? Going into fight, like everyone else is like like they're the North Pantheon, and don't experience problems going into fights. You know what I'm saying? It just pisses me off. Anyway, sorry, we're on tangent after tangent, but you're trying to talk about Mackenzie Dern and her grappling was good, and yeah.
No, yeah, like her grappling was good. She should be pulling guard more. But Marina, she actually one person, the girl who actually won the fight and beat her up. Talk about her for a little bit. She's cool, man. She reminds me like of, I don't know. I guess I'm gonna say like Wanderlei a little bit. Not really, but like I don't know. She not really. She just I don't know. I don't know. She reminds me of Wanderlei. I don't know why. It's not a good comparison, but she just reminds me of him.
Some
and
about her, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know why. Yeah, and I don't mind her. I like her. I enjoy her a lot. She's cool. She's violent, which is what I really like to see.
Especially in WMMA.
Yes, exactly. You know what I mean? She's a good fighter, man. She's going to be a solid top 5 girl for a while. Also, I think she got robbed against Carter Esparza. She's not the best like takedown defender. She's a solid grappler. She didn't get auto sub by Mackenzie Dern, even though Mackenzie Dern isn't. Mackenzie Dern can auto sub these girls because she's much better than them. But I don't think Mackenzie Dern's like a sub hunter like that. But Marina's a solid grappler. Bad takedown defense. She gets rustled all the damn time.
Yeah.
But she's a solid grappler. She hits solid. She knows some striking stuff. So she's always gonna be very fun and interesting. So I look forward to her fights and all that. And that was the main event, man. I forget, man. I've watched some other stuff. I forget what happened. I know Randy Brown and this guy named Gooden fought.
Jared Gooden.
Jared Gooden. Yes, Jared.
Manap. What's his actual name? Someone named Magomedov. Khabib's cousin. Like outboxed.
Oh yeah, he did. Yes, yeah. I remember.
He didn't even go to the ground.
Yeah, they fought. Yeah, they were the co-main event.
I saw he did the Sparta front kick, the front kick to his head, something like that. I saw a highlight of that.
Probably did. I watched the fight. Don't really remember much about it, other than Randy Brown's toe was like hurt, foot was hurt.
I just think that this whole card sucked, and I didn't. Dude, let me be honest about you. I almost watch, unless something's going on in my life, I watch every card. I watch the Fight Pass.
Yes, dude. Yes, man.
And
like Saturdays or Combat Sports days.
Yeah, I never miss. If I miss like a shitty card, I usually feel bad, man. I gotta go. I rewatch it even if I skip. I didn't care about this card. That's what.
Yes, like Armand is always like. I normally watch the films, whatever. And Armand's always like texting me like, did you see this person, whatever, or tweeting something about it? And I'm like,
it's the Fight Pass prelims.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, yeah.
No one's watching them. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And I'll be watching it on the side or whatever. I'll watch every card just because I got nothing better to do. To be honest with you, this card, man, I was just doing other stuff, man.
I couldn't be bothered.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa. And again, like you said, you guys, next week's card is even worse.
I know Gutierrez won by split decision though. The guy who beat Andre Ewell last time they fought. I think it was him he beat, right?
Yes. I seen him. Yeah, I seen him fight. I seen his fight too. I didn't watch the. I only watched like the last 2 rounds, I believe.
I hope he won his custody battle.
Oh God, I forgot all about that, man. That is easy, man.
Both men
But no,
fighting
yeah.
custody battles are still Kyle's life.
That's
And then the commentary team just looks at John and they're like, why would you say that?
that is yes, I heard about that's
So-
funny, man. Yes, I saw Chris Gutierrez fight. Yes, and then I rewatched one of like our Houston regional guys fight. He lost Charlie Ontiveros. Yeah, he lost bad, unfortunately. He's a nice guy, unfortunately. So, but yeah, that's a card. Next week's card is I think Norma Dumont and Aspen Ladd. Yeah.
Who's gonna miss weight again? I give it to Aspen Ladd. Okay, Norma Dumont last beat Felicia Spencer by probably unanimous. Yep. Then she beat.
I think I remember that fight. Yeah.
She also beat. She lost to Megan Anderson.
Oh, she got knocked out by her. Oh, damn! Yes, I remember that too. She got her ass knocked out by her man. Damn.
Wait, I want to know what. Did she take a dive? Who loses to Megan Anderson?
No, dude, she got like borderline put to sleep.
Like, I swear to God, there ain't nobody who should be losing to Megan Anderson in UFC. That woman was horrid.
Yeah, I remember that fight too. She got her ass knocked out. Damn. This is the main event, man. Man, this is the main event. And they have Andrei Arlovsky co-main.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I was like, I didn't even know he was still in the UFC. I thought he was cut. I'm not kidding. I really thought he was cut. When I seen this, I was like, did they bring him back just for this? Because they needed someone? I was so surprised. Like, I'm going off today. Look, these horrible MMA cards are a waste of everyone's time. They're a waste of everyone's money. Not ours, but I pay for ESPN Plus, but that's what I'm saying. The company's wasting money. I don't know if they have quotas to me. The people on the cards aren't getting paid. They probably shouldn't even be in the UFC, half of them, because they're not good enough. No, it's just these cards are dog shit. They're so bad. They're bad, Trey. They're horrible. What is it they're putting in? They're trying to sell me Aspen Ladd as the main event. Ever. Could you imagine? I would rather watch Hoist Gracie versus Ken Shamrock V at their geriatric from the retirement home to see what will happen.
That might be something. No, yeah, like Andrei Arlovsky and Carlos Felipe is a co-main. Carlos Felipe is okay. He's interesting. He like does stuff, so that's pretty cool, I guess. But that fight still might be terrible. And Jim Miller's fighting a guy who didn't have like a picture next to his name when they showed the fight card. They didn't have a picture, and I was like, "What the hell, bro?" I was like, "I never heard of this person."
Series or something like
Jim Miller's awesome, but he's freaking like he's old now. Like
I like Jim Miller a lot. But yeah.
I like Jim Miller too. I like Jim Miller a lot, man. But damn, dude, like he should be like on the Fight Pass prelim, not to be disrespectful. When he was good, he was really, really good. When he was good, oh damn, I feel bad too. When he was good, he was really, really good.
Don't say that.
But now,
don't say that.
he should be on the normal prelims. He should be on the normal prelims. Okay.
We can give him some street cred for being Jim Miller.
Exactly. Yeah, Jim Miller's. Oh yes.
He's just a cool guy. He
is
pretty good at a lot of spots and
he's good. Yes, and like he's good for it. He's good. He's way better than he should be for his age.
And his size and his athleticism.
Yes, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's an OG.
Yes, I know. Yeah, he's an OG. And then after that, I believe there's two other like women's fights that are just the girls. I've heard of these girls, but they're just there. And
let's go check it out.
Man, yes, screw up, man. We got nothing better to do today. Let's look at this card. Let me look at this card, just so we can go over it. And then that'll be that for the day, you guys. Just roasting the next week's card. Yeah. If I watch it, if we watch it, we'll detail it. If not, we'll go over one of our cool like an interesting.
There's nothing. There's so many things I would rather not. I don't want to do, but that I would do before I watch this fight card. Most likely. Let's see what they're advertising. Aspen Ladd versus Norma Dumont. Carlos Felipe versus that's gonna be horrible. Some guy with Michael Bisping's old character outline when he was bald versus Jim Miller. Andrew Sanchez, the guy who did the stanky leg after that.
Yes, damn man.
Okay, fighting Bruno Silva. Bruno Silva. Jordan Wright, the guy who got finished by.
Yes. I will say Jordan Wright and Julian Marquez.
That's a decent fight.
They're both action fighters.
I like them, yeah. Danny Roberts. Is this guy related to Roosevelt Roberts?
No, Danny Roberts got knocked out by Mike Perry.
The way you said that was so funny. Letting me know. He's fighting Ramazan Emeev, who I don't think is that good, to be honest with you. Didn't Emeev like have a bad fight against the UFC's poorest company man, Smiling Sam Alvey?
Yes. I'm looking at it and I just yes. He
Okay.
did.
I remember on one of our podcasts, you were trying to tell me how good Embiid was, and I said, "Oh," and I saw Sam Alvey, and I was like, "Never mind. That tells me all I need to know."
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Oh
So,
no,
yes,
Sajara
yes.
Eubanks is fighting. What a horrible thing against her fucking.
Like
The guy I'm dressing.
Sajara, Sajara to me should be a person getting finishes, but she never like finishes anybody.
You
Like
think
it
she's
feels like,
good?
man. Like no, I mean, like I know she got her last fight. Her last fight was a finish, but
Against who? Her mom? Let me see. How old was the person?
the person doesn't have a Wikipedia page.
Let me tell you something about Sajara. My dogs are barking. Let me tell you, they don't want to talk about Sajara. You're trying to save me. This one honestly
Yeah,
might be better than the one that we
maybe like the Dana person and Brandon Davis should be fine.
That one's
They're
okay.
both pretty
Yeah,
solid.
they're cool guys.
But and then I don't know the last fight. This gets too good.
I've heard Conor Losi's name thrown around. Like I've heard that, like maybe she was on a contender series or something.
Maybe. Yeah, this card is the worst card ever. Like, just
are you
about,
sure it's
maybe.
better than? It's not worse than this week's because I wasn't excited for any fights.
No, yeah, like I mean.
Okay, let's see. Mackenzie Dern versus that one was okay. I didn't care about Randy Brown. Tim Elliott should have been a better fight. Oh well, okay. Nicola. Well, no, this one, it's hard to guess.
I heard. I mean, I didn't see Nicolau and Tim Elliott, but I would assume that. So
but really, we're just asking which third world country we'd rather be impoverished in. It's not like like really that's what this is. So it doesn't matter which one's worse. They're both horrible. They're both contenders. For
damn man. Yeah, these next two cards, this last card and this card, and even the Walker Santos was trash as hell too.
Oh, that one was horrible. Yeah, I didn't watch that fight because I knew it would just be them staring at each other with a few moments of wasted movement. And I remember Jack Slack tweeted something. He's like, "I woke up this morning to see that a Walker fight went to decision. Can't wait to watch it." Like sarcastically, meaning it's horrible. But there was something exciting on that Walker card. There's something good on the beforehand. Dude, they be putting fights that are actually way better than the main event on like the lower part just because of name value. I'm not even sure. Like, let's see, like Kevin Hall.
Oh yeah,
like Alex Oliveira versus Nico Price was kind of fun. Dude, okay, I meant to ask this. Why is Misha Serkinov's left arm so small compared to his right arm?
I never paid attention.
No, it hasn't been before. It was just this fight at 185. It looked atrophy. That shit looked like tiny. That one looked huge. I put it on Twitter and nobody said anything.
I actually didn't see the fight, so.
I know Alexander Hernandez won, which broke my heart.
I didn't see that fight either. I heard he knocked out well, the guy doesn't have a Wikipedia page, so.
Yeah, dude, and then Antonina Shevchenko got destroyed by Casey O'Neill.
I didn't see that, but I heard of it and I saw the finish too. So.
Oh, you know what's good? You know what fight was good? Jamie Malarkey versus Devante Smith.
That makes sense. Because I've heard these before.
I like both of them. I really like Devante Smith. He's the guy who fought Justin James and hit that cool lateral drop on him.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? And Jamie Malarkey is a tough son of a bitch. He was throwing nice knees from the clinch. It was a good fight. He broke him with the body shots. This mini TRT Vitor, Douglas De Silva on drugs and no Moss against. He caught him with that nice.
Douglas De Silva.
Yeah, me too.
I like Douglas De Silva.
he caught him with a nice lead hook against the dude stepped into a. He stepped into a. It was like a stepping round body kick or something like that, and someone just caught him with the hook as he was stepping in it, shifting in the ring. Instead of flying, off the move I've ever seen.
Okay, I looked up Jamie Malarkey's record. He fought Volkanovski back in the day. Just make me chuckle.
Yeah, no, they train together now. I think.
That's funny.
Yeah, Malarkey's tough, man. I like watching Malarkey. He's like a
man. I got too much pride to be doing stuff like that.
Oh yeah, for you. I could never. Plus, also, I can never fight like him. Like he's one of those guys who will take damage.
Okay.
Yeah, but Anyway, I'm just looking forward to the Abu Dhabi card coming up, 267, 268. Here, well, we're doing a watch party with UHBJJ for the for Usman versus Covington, and you are invited.
Hell yeah, man! Let's go.
We'll bring you out there.
Let me see that card. That card is gonna be good. I can't wait till we preview that card because we're just looking before we end up the day. We'll look at that card. I want to see that because that card's a few days after my birthday too, which is cool.
Oh, wait, Costa versus Vittori is before? Oh, come on, man.
No, the 268
I know.
is but because that card is cool because they have Kamaru and Colby. It could be better. Okay, welterweight's kind of dire right now. It's kind of dire right now. Leon.
He needs to
But okay, yeah.
get a title shot because he deserves it. Colby Covington is not that good. He's like a top 17 ranked guy, I think. But
Rose and Whaley. I'm actually happy to say that again because the fight didn't get off the ground in the first time. And I like Rose and Whaley as fighters, so I'm interested to see how it happens because the fight was just only like a minute long the first time, and I really don't like that because the fight didn't even get started.
We didn't get to see like how all the parts of the game will go against.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I was happy.
Gagey and Chandler. No, yes, yeah. Gagey and Chandler gonna be a freaking banger, duh. Obviously, that's about to be straight spaz, and I don't, that's cool. Luke Rockco's back. I forgot. Yeah. Luke Rockco's back against Strickland. Oh yeah.
Like the
Luke Rockco, man.
In the word, but it's gonna get. Yeah, but yeah.
Like, I started to come around on him. I remember I used to be like, I never hate any fighters or say I'm not a fan of any fighters, but I never minded seeing Luke Rockco lose. But now, man, it's against Sean Strickland too, so yeah, that's an added benefit. I want to see Luke Rockco succeed.
I do too.
Yes, exactly. He's lost enough. Luke Rockco's been knocked out brutally more than enough times. I feel bad for him.
Man had his jaw wired shut.
Yes, I feel bad for him.
I mean, he got killed against Jan Blackwell. That was brutal.
This card is pretty good, man. So yeah, I can't wait to preview that. Frank Edgar's fighting. Yes, I'm Edgar. I had Quentin Bobby Green. Come on, Bobby Green.
Oh, Alex Pereira's on this card. That's a kickboxer.
Oh, snap! He sure is. Yes, he sure is. I didn't even see that.
He's fighting.
Shane Burgos is back. Oh, Shane Burgos is fighting Billy Q.
That's a good fight.
That's fun.
Dude, and look. Shabazian is fighting Imavov. So that's gonna.
No, yes, exactly.
Dude, and you gonna make me pick against my own fucking people here, man. I fucking hate this shit. But I gotta go with Shabazian because it's closer to my ancestry than Imavov. Like it's literally that country. Mm-hmm. But actually, I'm pretty sure Imavov wins.
Yeah. But he's a wrestler, right? Grappler guy.
No, he's more of a kickboxer who can wrestle. Your boy loves him. He put Imavov's fan on his fucking Ryan Wagner's like for some reason really likes.
Okay. Maybe I gotta watch him again. Like, oh, that's the person.
He doesn't train out of Dagestan. He trains out of like France.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Ian Gary is fighting. I've heard of Ian Gary. He's a Cage Warriors guy.
Yeah, he's fun.
No.
Jordan Williams, that diabetic guy who beat the guy up in his car, and Chris Barnett's on his card against Fat Jean.
Dude, that's gonna be awesome. Dude, that's gonna be awesome, man. John Barnett's versus Chris Barnett.
Oh, dude,
that's gonna be the best fight in the. That's gonna be crazy.
This fight, TJ Laramie versus Melhick versus Bagdasarian. That's gonna be that's a sleeper because Melhick in his last fight won by head kick. He's good. He's a good striker. He's a long kick oriented. Bagdasarian that's gonna be a good fight. You gotta watch that. Laramie was a guy on the Contender Series, great top control, very very good. Like he'll get into like half guard and he'll clear the knee line and then he'll sit. You know how Habib would sit up in half guard and like knee ride you, like he'll put his knee on your neck, sort of, or your shoulder. He was doing that stuff. Like he's good.
Okay, I think I've seen Badazarian fight. Yes, I think it has crazy action fights. It has elite competitors. It has.
Why do we need to fill the space with the shit that happened 2 days ago? I don't want it yesterday. I would wait. I would really just wait. Like I didn't watch it anyway. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We have to employ people. I know, but still.
But no, yes, man. Yeah. So that's about. I guess that's about it for the day. We actually got a lot talking about. Just a lot of random ass stuff.
But I had fun. It was a good fun.
We had fun. Conversation. We have fun. You know what I mean? That's the most important thing.
The Gypsy King. He won that shit. Let's go.
We had fun today. We hope your day was great. We hope you enjoyed the podcast for today. And that's it for today, you guys. Make sure to do the YouTuber things because the algorithm says we need to do this. Yeah. And yeah, Ron, anything else to say before we sign off?
No, I have to go practice for semifinals for Playverse Trio Championship in Fortnite. I don't need luck. Don't wish me any. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that boy say he on a different.
I'm not. I'm on a different level, meaning like not where I need to be, like the different like subpar. No. I'm okay. But yeah, some people are gonna watch this. Just be like, man, that guy Ramon is so fucking cringe. But I don't care. I don't care. But yeah, all right, guys. All the love.
Bye.
See y'all.